Hello everyone! The other day I uploaded a video about the education system here in Kyoto, Japan, and I had a few questions about the morals education class, and I felt like writing a comment back wouldn't be enough. I'd rather like tell it to you, so this is what this video is for. So I made some quick notes about what I wanted to talk to you guys about, so this is what I've got. And yeah, so basically the reason that I know about these classes is I talked to my partner teachers about it, and they told me basically what goes down in these classes. And then my one teacher invited me to watch one of her moral education classes, and it was one of the deeper ones, and it moved me. Like, it was pretty incredible. So ever since then, I've been really interested in the moral education classes that students take here. Now, they take them starting in elementary and then all the way through the schools, or the schools that they go to. Okay, so anyways, what's moral education? What is it? Basically, it teaches empathy. I found was the biggest benefit of this course. It teaches kids how to become members of a collective society, that they work together, they learn respect for themselves, they learn respect for others, they learn respect for property, for nature, and for spirituality and what have you. And when I say like it teaches empathy, I mean like it actually moves people to the point where they really understand what it means to suffer, what it means to be upset, the value of family and love in friendship kind of thing. Like, it's really, really deep and meaningful. It also teaches real world skills. So looking at maybe like, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm guessing like how to survive in the real world kind of thing, like house maintenance, cleaning, maybe taxes and stuff. I'm not entirely sure, but I do know the teacher was telling me that it's like real world skills for the kids to learn. Again, respecting yourself. So learning that it's okay to make mistakes and it's okay to work together. If you see someone who needs help, their first thought would be to help them out. It wouldn't be to chastise them and push them to the side because they're weaker than you and you're better, and it seems like they definitely shy away from that mentality. So what happens is the kids want to work with each other and they help people who are a little bit slower at certain things, right? And then, yeah, respecting others, respecting property. So people I've seen here in Japan, they put their items out and nobody touches them. There's I found in North America there's a lot of damage, like public damage done by I guess people who are upset or drunk or whatever, and they just like destroy things. And here in Japan, that's basically unheard of. Like, they respect property. And nature, so learning how to live off of natural resources and utilizing like what it means to conserve water and what it means to conserve energy and stuff. And when kids learn this at a very young age, they become more mature in a sense, like they have a better understanding of the world around them. And I've seen it, like I've absolutely seen it, where even a grade 1 student would be more mature than a college student back in North America. Now, I don't want to like bring down North America, because like they definitely have their strengths as well, but I found in Japan they have mastered the art of taking kids and making them really aware of their presence in this world and their effect on other people and the effect on themselves. Okay, so that brings me to real human connection. So, you know, empathy, really, I feel like it's super empathetic. Okay, and then laws and expectations. So, of course, they teach them the laws of society, what you should and shouldn't do, and then they also teach them expectations. So for example, if you're on a train, you save the priority seats for the people who need them. And I've seen this where the train is so crowded and packed, but those priority seats are still empty because they are meant for people who need them. Pregnant people, people with heart condition, people with disability, any of that stuff. They're there for them. And using your cell phone on the train, they talk about that being like a no-no kind of thing, but also talking about cell phones in general, they talked about the health of people who use cell phones. So they found that people who use cell phones tend to have more like mental issues like stress and depression, and they also have back issues because they're always like leaned over looking at their phone, right? So they're talking about the both mental and physical effects of using a cell phone. So they tell them, you know, if you use your phone, maybe sit up straight, hold your phone higher, and don't feel obligated to have to use it, to have to be on it all the time kind of thing. Like it's really nurturing in that sense. Okay, so next is documentaries, natural disaster. I wrote this one down because this is the class that I saw, and I kid you not, it was the most moving thing I'd ever seen. So the first thing the teacher did was she asked her students, what do you value the most? And of course they said a bunch of stuff. They said family, friends, food, money, food, pets, Nintendo, video games, like just everything. And then she said, okay, now let's talk about what happened on March 11th. And yeah, so she and the kids were talking, like I don't really understand Japanese, so I didn't really understand what was happening, but she told me afterwards what she had said and what the kids had said. Anyways, so they moved on to watch a news documentary about a mother who had a daughter who was like 20 something years old. And what this daughter did was she ran up into the tower knowing full well that she was going to die, but she went up into this tower to call out to the city through a speaker system saying, there's a tsunami coming, please get to higher ground. And because she did that, she saved the lives of hundreds of people who heard the broadcast, and they were like, oh, let's go. So they took all the children out of the schools, they went up the mountain or the hill. Her husband was pleading for her to come with him, and she said, no, this is more important. Saving the people is more important. And the mother found out afterwards, and she was like really upset. The newscasters were interviewing her, asking her all these questions, and the mother was crying on camera, and like when she was responding, she said, you know, they never even found my daughter's body. That's all I wanted was her body to bury her. So I'm never going to leave this town because I know that her body is here somewhere and her soul and spirit is here somewhere. And it was a really moving documentary. And then the teacher showed Twitter tweets of people who wanted to thank this woman for saving their lives. And like it was really moving and wonderful. And I looked at the students, and a lot of them were actually tearing up, like they were crying. And to me, that shows real empathy, like a real human connection. You actually understand what it means to help someone else out, kind of thing, because you know what suffering is, and you know what you know. Anyways, so it was a really extremely moving class, and I will never forget that. And that's something that I think is super important to teach kids, to remember what it means to be human, right? Okay, so next is spirituality, which in a sense isn't necessarily like a specific religion, but learning your own meditation, your own spirituality kind of thing. The importance of working together, which again draws into everything else. The importance of yourself, which again draws into everything else. And learning from the past. So using a lot of historical footage, even if it's just from like a year ago, it's still relevant to teach kids what to do in any situation and how to do it properly, and, you know, just be a good human being. And anyway, so those are the points that I wanted to say. I could be missing a lot of stuff because like this class is really deep. It's wonderful. But anyways, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any more questions, please ask, and we'll see you next time. Bye!